So here we've got two options to soak your dry materials to make compost. One is a wheelbarrow. We've used a wheelbarrow for many years, especially in an urban section. It's a really good size, and for a 1 cubic meter pile, this is totally adequate. So I'm just going to show you how that's done. So we've got our 6.5 buckets of brown material here, and we'll simply tip them into the wheelbarrow. And give it all a good soaking. A good medium-sized options is these 200-litre drums. You can actually get 2 drums out of one of them. This is actually the top. So the top half, and it's simply, it fits in really well. No, I'm not going to try opening that. So they are pretty tight, and the other part makes a second soaking bin, which we find really well as a medium scale. We are using IBC tank that we've cut in half, and it actually makes two soaking bins. And we have got several gardens, so we've got both soaking bins on the go. One is in our lower garden, and one is up at the house where there's a few more compost heaps there. And we have increased in size of our soaking bins over the years as our business has increased and as our gardens have just grown, and we've produced more and more compost, and we find this size is now really adequate for the compost we produce, because we can soak more of the dry materials in one go, and that makes our composting process a lot more efficient and faster. So I can add all of my brown carbon materials into here to soak. And I can simply push that down with the fork, and I might need a little bit more water. So my aim is here to have everything under the water. Strohsicht. Leaves. So now everything is nicely soaking, and because that bin is nice and large, I can rotate it quite easily. I can shift the soaked material over to this side, which is ready to go. And then in here I can add more dry material to soak while I use up this half of the materials. It might look overly wet, but it's not. It gives you a really good water content. That straw itself is still pretty dry, but it has some moisture around it, and when I push down it's at around 60-70%. It's not overly wet at this stage, And that's really what needs to happen with dry materials, to have them fully soaking. Otherwise, you're not making compost.